This is Rod Evans, and this is Mini Lecture 15 on mythology. Mythology is a common feature tested on the Miller Analogies test. The testers want you to know especially Greek and Roman mythology, including the domains or spheres of influence for each deity. For example, Venus is the Roman goddess of love. In Greek and Roman divine equivalents or counterparts, for example, Venus is the Roman equivalent or the counterpart of Aphrodite. Although the Miller Analogies test emphasizes Greek and Roman deities more than those of other religions, the test can require knowledge of Norse, Egyptian, Babylonian, and other deities. Accordingly, we have included material from other cultures and traditions. The Greek divinity Artemis is equivalent to the Roman divinity Diana, Apollo's twin, goddess of the moon, forest, and the hunt. The Greek divinity Athena is equivalent to the Roman divinity Minerva, goddess of wisdom, sprung full-blown from the head of Zeus or Jupiter. The Greek divinities Cronus and Rhea are equivalent to the Roman divinities Saturn and Ops, parents of the gods including Zeus, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon. Demeter, which Greek, is equivalent to the Roman Ceres, the goddess of the harvest, grain, and fertile cultivated soil. The Greek divinity Dionysus is equivalent to the Roman divinity Bacchus, god of wine and pleasure. The Greek divinity Hades is equivalent to the Roman divinity Pluto, god of the dead and the underworld. The Greek divinity Helios is equivalent to the Roman divinity Sol, god of the sun, Norse equivalent Balder. The Greek divinity Hera is equivalent to the Roman divinity Juno, sister and wife of Zeus/Jupiter, queen of the gods, Norse equivalent Frigga, from whose name we get Friday. The Greek divinity Hermes is equivalent to the Roman divinity Mercury, messenger of the gods. The Greek divinity Neptune is equivalent to the Roman divinity Poseidon, god of the sea, Norse equivalent Njord. The Greek divinity Persephone is equivalent to the Roman divinity Proserpina, daughter of Demeter/Ceres, abducted by Hades/Pluto and made goddess of the underworld. The Greek divinity Zeus is equivalent to the Roman divinity Jupiter, king of the gods, Norse equivalent Odin or Woden, from whose name we get Wednesday or Woden's Day. There are exactly 9 Greek muses, Apollo's habitual companions, goddesses of memory and poetic inspiration. Calliope, epic poetry and eloquence. Clio, history. Erato, love poetry. Euterpe, flute. Melpomene, tragedy. Polyhymnia, mimic art. Terpsichore, lyric poetry and dance. Thalia, comedy. Urania, astronomy. There are exactly 3 Greek fates. Clotho, spinner of the thread of life, comparable to the Roman Nana. Lachesis, determiner of the length of life, comparable to the Roman Decuma. And Atropos, cutter of the thread, comparable to the Roman Morta, as in mortality. There are exactly 3 Gorgons, and those are 3 sisters, the most famous one Medusa, who had snakes for hair and eyes whose gaze turned beholders into stone. Medusa was killed by Perseus, Andromeda's husband. There are exactly 3 Greek Furies, also known as the Eumenides, female punishers of the guilty. Alecto, unending anger. Tisiphone, retaliation. Magira, the envious fury. To think of them, think of ATM. There are exactly 3 graces, also known as Roman charities: Aglaia, or brilliance; Thalia, or bloom; Euphrosyne, or joy. To remember them, think of Ate, A-T-E. Here are some mythological terms for the personification of winds: Aeolus, keeper of the winds; Boreas, the north wind; Eurus, the east wind; Notus, the south wind; Zephyrus, the west wind, as in zephyr, a breeze. The following are mythological terms for half people, half animals: Centaur, head and torso of a man, lower half of a horse; equine man. Chimera, a fire-breathing female monster, usually represented as a composite of a lion, goat, and serpent. Note, a chimera can also be any imaginary hybrid monster. Harpy, head of a woman, body of a bird. A harpy can describe also a shrewish woman. Minotaur, head of a bull, body of a man. And satyr, head and torso of a man, lower half of a goat. The following names are Norse deities and other Norse things: Asgard, home of the Norse gods; Greek equivalent, Mount Olympus. Balder, Norse god of the sun; Greek equivalent, Helios; Roman equivalent, Sol. Frey, Norse god of peace, good weather, prosperity, and bountiful crops; brother of Freya. Freya, Norse goddess of love and beauty, sister of Frey; Norse equivalent of the Greek, Roman, Aphrodite, Venus. Frigg or Frigga, Norse goddess of the heavens and the household, wife of Odin, the source of the word Friday. Hel, Norse goddess of death and the underworld. Loki, Norse god of discord and mischief. Njord, Norse god of the sea, equivalent of the Greek, Roman, Poseidon, Neptune. Odin or Woden, Norse king of the gods, equivalent of Greek or Roman, Zeus and Jupiter. From the name Woden, we get the word Wednesday or Woden's Day. And Thor, the Norse god of thunder. Valhalla, Norse hall of fallen heroes, part of Asgard, home of the Norse gods. Valkyries, Norse maidens of Odin, who conduct the souls of heroes slain in battle to Valhalla. The following are names of some Egyptian deities. Anubis, son of Osiris and Isis, had a jackal's head and conducted the dead to judgment. Horus, a god of light or sun, had a hawk's head. Isis, sister and wife of Osiris, goddess of fertility and magic. Osiris was murdered by evil brother Set. His annual death and resurrection personified the self-renewal of nature. And Ra is the Egyptian sun god, represented as a man with the head of a falcon. Babylonian deities. You needn't know many of the Babylonian deities, but it is a good idea to know the following too. Marduk, chief Babylonian god. Ishtar, goddess of love, fertility, and war. Deities of India. You needn't know more than the following list, whose members are probably less likely to appear on the MAT than Greek and Roman deities. Brahma, the creator god, conceived chiefly as a member of the Trimurti, the divine triad, including also Vishnu and Shiva. Ganesh is the god of wisdom, depicted as a short, fat man with an elephant's head. Indra, Hindu god associated with rain and thunder. Kali, wife of Shiva, destroyer of worlds. Mitra, Hindu god of friendship and alliances. Shiva, the destroyer of worlds. Trimurti, the Hindu triad or trinity of Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu. Vishnu, protector and preserver of worlds. Arthurian legend. King Arthur, crowned King of England at 15. King Arthur, according to later legend, was given the sword Excalibur by the Lady of the Lake. Arthur married Guinevere and established the famous Round Table at Camelot. Gawain, one of Arthur's bravest knights. Gawain fought the Green Knight. Grail, the legendary cup Christ used at the Last Supper. Guinevere, wife of King Arthur and lover of Lancelot. She was permitted to marry King Arthur by Guinevere's father, King Laodegan, because Arthur helped the king rout the Irish. Lancelot, a knight of the Round Table, whose love affair with Queen Guinevere resulted in war with King Arthur. Merlin, Arthur's wizard tutor and advisor. Morgan Le Fay, the sorceress sister and enemy of King Arthur. Modred, Arthur's illegitimate son.